Hello. Philip Yancey says in his book, prayer that is based on relationship and not transaction may be the most freedom-enhancing way of connecting to a God whose vantage point we can never achieve and can hardly imagine. Today we're going to be talking about hearing God. It's something that's very close to my heart because I have had many experiences since I became a Christian, and even before then, of hearing God speak to me, which might sound a little bit strange to a lot of people, but it's been very prominent in my life ever since I was a little girl. I felt my name being called all the time. Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. It used to annoy me, really, really annoy me. I didn't know what it was. But when I became a Christian, I did wonder if that was God calling me. And if it was, why didn't I listen? Why didn't I hear him? But, you know, eventually I did, and I became a Christian, which was basically the best thing that ever happened to me. And it was a progression, it was a journey I went on from 10 years ago to this very day, and that journey has just been marvellous. And this week I found a diary that I kept in my first year when Julie called me a baby Christian, and I kept this diary and all the amazing things that happened to me, all the little miracles that happened to me, which I'd love to tell people about, but I, you know, in fear of sounding like I don't know, a bit manic, I suppose. You know, there's always that danger of people judging. But, you know, all through that time, I've had marvellous things. But the one thing that I associated today's lesson from Philip, I can't remember his name, Yancey, was something that happened to me one day when I was feeling very distant from God. I was feeling a little lost in myself, and I was at home, and I kept thinking he was saying to me, go to St Andrew's Church. And I wasn't part of St Andrew's at the time, so it was a bit odd, but I kept getting this feeling, go to St Andrew's Church, go to St Andrew's Church. So with my slippers on, I just got in my car and I drove there, and I went in, and there was no one there, and I sat down and I lit a candle and I prayed to God, and I sat in the little chapel at the back on the right hand side, and I said, why have you brought me here? I don't understand. I mean, am I crazy? Am I hearing your voice when it's not really there? And then suddenly a lady came in, and she lit a candle and she went and sat down, and I felt God was saying to me, go and talk to her. And I was like, no, I can't talk to her. She'd think I was mad. So I decided to get up and leave. But on the way, I kept hearing, go and talk to that lady, go and talk to that lady. No. So I left and I went outside the door and I fell over. And most of you know, obviously I'm on crutches, but I couldn't get up. I fell over just on the doorstep outside the door, and the only thing I could do, I wasn't hurt in any way, but the only thing I could do was to open the door back up by reaching up and asking that lady to come and help me. And so I did, and she rushed out and she helped me to my car and everything, and we exchanged stories, and she told me her husband had died just a few months ago, and she was sharing that with me. But it just so happened she mentioned Soul Gym, and it was Soul Gym I went to, and Matt taught me how to get deeper in prayer with God, and it's a lovely memory I've got of that, and it brought me close to St Andrews. Yeah, so that was my little story I wanted to tell you today, basically to say that if you get deep in prayer and if you listen, you'll hear him, and do what he tells you to do, not like me. Do it. Thank you.